welcome to my 31st Flosstube. I think it has been about 5 weeks since my last regular update. So I have the world to show you. I have several finishes. I have fully finishes. I have whips. I have a lot of floss to show you. Some new patterns. So yeah, I have so much. I'm doing a giveaway as well, and I'm re-announcing some winners from previous videos. I don't know what happened, but I had one video that had, I don't know, 10,000 views. And then the ones after that went all the way back to about 2,000, something like that. So I think, and that's fine, by the way, but that I think that means that some people who entered um, into the giveaway have not seen my video. So I'm just re-announcing it and hope you will pick it up this time. If not, then next time I might either put it up for another giveaway or I will choose another winner. Right. First of all, thank you very much for watching, for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Hanneke and I am from the Netherlands and I love cross stitching. I do it a lot. It is my way to relax. I have a demanding job, a job that I love, by the way, but I need something to relax, and that is cross stitching. And if you are a recurring viewer, then thank you very much for coming back. I love chatting about my stitching and showing you everything that I've done. So thank you very much for being here. Right. Let's just dive in because this video is going to take forever anyway. So I'm just going to start somewhere. Let's start with my cup. I nearly forgot that. This cup is one of my favorites, but it was broken when I got it in the mail. And I was so sad about that. But the other cup that I showed last time that was broken, I have now found an intact one. And so I just want to do the same with this one. So I'm going to show you the broken cup. And then before my next Flosstube, I will have found this one intact. So I'm just willing it into existence. It's sort of green flowers with a bit of grey in the back, which brings the green forward beautifully. It's very delicate and understated. Some Royal Alberts are very printed, but this one is so delicate and pretty. Little gold band. And then this is the saucer that goes with it. So pretty. Yeah, love this one. So I hope to find an intact one. But this one was hard to find. I'd never seen it before. We'll see. I've just started my holiday. I have a week off, which is lovely, needed slightly. But yeah, I think we always, because the academic year runs in a very tight schedule, we always run down at the end of February, start of March, and then things will even out again. So yeah, moving towards that. I found a frame yesterday. I was at a flea market in Goes, and I found a frame for my little house in the woods. I wanted a dark brown frame. I've not found that yet. I'm still looking out for that, but for now I'm happy with this frame. This is a frame that matches the acorns perfectly. So that's basically the color of it. And I think it looks very, very nice. I had it framed in a white frame as well. Didn't love that, so I was quite happy to find this one. I'm now seeing that it's slightly lopsided, so I have to move it over a little bit. I can do that. I don't care about my backs. And the best part about this, I think, is if I find a better frame, I just take it out and I put it in a different frame. If I'm fed up with this one and I want something else in this frame, I want to reuse it, I can just take it out. So for me, this works perfectly. I don't care about the backs, and it means I can swap stuff. I can change things around. And I know myself. I like doing that. So, yeah. I love this frame. I think it suits it very, very well. It was stitched on vintage country mocha Ada 18 count, I think. And I changed a lot about this pattern. So if you're interested, just let me know and I will try to write it down. You are welcome to look in the description box and I will put all the information of all the pieces I'm showing you because right now I'm not entirely sure who designed this. It might be Waxing Moon. I got it from Etsy anyway. And yeah, loved it. But the pattern has a white house, for instance. So I did a complete change and I love it. Love it, love it. Happy with that one. Right. Other fully finishes and new starts. This is a mini. I am part of a club by Shannon Christine. So part of a regular membership club. She also has, I think, a Christmas and a Halloween club. I am part of the regular one. And that she posts patterns several times a month. So it's worth to go back there very regularly to just see if she's posted anything. And this was a little Christmassy one. I love Shannon Christine, especially for Christmas. I have several pillows. If you're interested, you can watch my Christmas video. Um, but yeah, this is a lovely addition. I love the colors. I love the depth she's been able to put into this. And this is a very small piece, obviously. It's stitched on 18 count. And it's, I think, Nuga, Ada Nuga. And it's lovely. It's so cute. And when I did this one, I thought, oh, I'm going to stitch this, I don't know, 15 times and then give it away at Christmas. I don't think I will do that because it takes a lot of stitching. But yeah, I'm very happy to have one for myself. And I will make this again to give away a few, but not 15. I was thinking about doing this in green. So I have a green stocking as well. I think it's so cute. And I've been looking for a very small, cute stocking. I hope one day she will actually design actual stockings because I think I will enjoy her design of it. So this is a plastic hoop and it has a wood look. It's cheap. And the only thing I do is I put batting at the back. It's not batting. It's I always forget the name, but stuff you put behind it, and that you can iron on. And then I just use my die cutter to cut one of these circles, and I just glue it on. So this one is this is a frame I cannot reuse. This is what it is. But I have a lot of these little ones, and I just use them for whatever. But this is cute. But you can only get it if you're in the club. So if you're not in a club, you can't get it. Then I was on Facebook and I saw someone had posted this and I thought, I love that. I'm going to make that. And it's a Theresa Kogut. I've never made anything by her. I like her work. It's just not something I would stitch. But this one is something I would stitch. And I think I ran through it in about 3 days, something like that. It's also on I think it's also on Nuga, and this is 20 count, and I stitched with one strand of floss. And then I finished it with two sides on paper and put batting. This is batting underneath it. And then I added this, whatever this is called. This is my back. So this one has a nice back finish. I can do it. Love this. I have used some of the cold for. For this purple, I picked from my new stash, and I'm going to show you that later on, of all the overdyed flosses that I found secondhand. And this is a beautiful purple. If you're interested in the purple, just let me know. I'm not entirely sure about the name. I think it was a Gentle Art. Sure. But isn't that beautiful? I love the flowers. You all know that I love my flowers. Again, I love the shading of the purple. And then in the middle of this flower, it has a bit of yellow. I just grabbed something from, I have a bag of everything to stick it in if I don't know what it is. If it's left over from a kit, all that kind of stuff. And I just grabbed a few from that. So I don't know what I used. It's a freebie, this one. And I got it via Facebook somewhere. Isn't that lovely? I'm so pleased about this. And this is a perfect Easter stitch. And I've looked for others, but so far I haven't been able to find anything that I would love to make. But this one is definitely one of my favorites. So if Theresa is by any chance watching, which she isn't, but I would love to have a series of this. So I'm just putting it out there. Very happy. Very happy indeed. So that's already 3 finishes. And these were fully finished. And now I have 4 finishes. So they haven't been fully finished yet. Before I go into that, I will show a fully finish of my mum. She also got one of these boxes. These are sewing boxes. And I found one on a second-hand market near my house. And then I put stitching in it. So I stitched these 2 up. These are from the Rose Band Sampler. And I stitched it twice, put it in there, and now it is completely refurbished, very pretty. And I'm very happy with it. And my mum said, "Oh, I really enjoy that. I wouldn't mind doing that too." And then I kept an eye on Marketplace. And just suddenly, one of these, exactly the same, showed up. Basically, in the village next to my parents' village. So I sent it to my mum and I said, "If you want anything, then you can get this one." And she did. And she also stitched something for it. I used 20 count, my mother used 18 count. And she has more white rather than my natural linen. So I just wanted to show you that so you can see a different, excuse me, you can see a different a different take on this box. And I think it's very, very pretty. I just love these boxes. I don't know what it is. I've looked for more. I haven't found anything that I can put stitching in. I found others, but they usually just have a flat top. And these have sort of indentation so you can put something in it. And it had fabric pieces in it. Or I think it was Jobelin, something like that. But yeah, I just ripped it out and so did my mum. We just put something else in it. So that's a fully finished for my mother. Then I'm part of a club. I'm part of the Village Club by Country Cottage Needleworks. And this one I made, I think I showed you this last time. Not sure. But this is January, obviously. And I have just finished February as well. Now I have made changes, as you can see. A lot of you are stitching these, and I think they're so cute. They are a lot more stitching than I thought, though, so it does take me a couple of mornings to get this done. I love the colours on this one. Very happy about this. But you already see, if you know this series, I've made changes. So this pattern should have a boy and a girl, a man and a woman stood here, and then some. This shouldn't be here, and it should have some envelopes sort of there. And I've obviously taken out the boy and I've just stitched a girl and I've given the girl dark hair because I have dark hair. And my reason for doing that is that I am very happily single and I would like to stay single. And I I also learned this year that the 15th of February is Single Awareness Day. And I thought that fits perfectly. I will do that. So I've just taken out the boy and just stitched a girl in the middle. I've put the hearts up a little bit, and it fits perfectly. And I thought that was very, very cute. So I am happy with this February piece, which is not Valentine's Day for me, but it's Single Awareness Day. I like that. Yeah. So this is stitched on a 16 count. I'm very happy that I've gone to 16 count for these pieces because they are quite fiddly, and yeah, it comes out very nice on 16 count. It doesn't need an 18. It's intricate enough to be nice on a 16. So yeah, happy with that one. Now, if you're interested about my wanting to remain single forever, this is a book, Single at Heart by Bella De Paulo, and she has done a lot of research on people who are like that, and she calls it Single at Heart. So if you know anyone or if you're like this yourself, you might want to read this because it's very, very interesting. And it will be a feast of recognition. Right, then I stitched Vervaco. I had started a Vervaco autumn kit. It has 3 pieces and they sort of go together. And this one I'd started and then I put it away, didn't stitch on it, and I even considered discontinuing it because I have very little joy. And then I started again, finished it in a day and a half because I loved it. So, how pretty is that for autumn? I think this is so nice. So, there are 3 patterns. That's one with a mushroom and one, I think, with sunflowers. And I will stitch all 3 of them now. And I am looking for a frame with 3 um, sort of like a drieluik, 3 part, and or I will make pillows of it. It's one or the other. But I think I would like the frame. I think I would enjoy that. I saw one yesterday at the flea market, but it was quite old, and I decided not to buy it. But it would have fit perfectly, I think. It's like I said, an 18 count, and it is so cute. I thought it would be way too orange at some point. I'd stitched this one. I thought that's very orange. With all the other colors coming in, it's fine. It's just perfect for autumn, really. And autumn is my favorite time of the year. So I was very happy to grab this again. I basically grabbed it thinking if I'm not loving it, I'm discontinuing it. That's it. But then I kept going, and suddenly it was finished. It is more stitching than you think, but you just have to get the hang of it. It is a paper pattern. It comes as a kit. So yeah, cute. And let's very quickly, whilst we're here, re-announce a winner for the Vervaco kits that I've given away. These are 3 little kits, so it's in the same line as the one I've just shown you. And this is a garden related 3 parts. So all 3 of these are in here. It's not just the front one, it's all 3 of them. And this was going to go to @Tina Reutin. So if that is you, and I hope you're picking it up this time, please send me an email. My email address is in the drop down box below, and I will send this to you. There we are. That's the first one. I'm trying to arrange everything because I've got so much stuff. Then I finished another autumn piece. And this is by Lupine something. WaxingLupine, something moonlight. I don't remember. It's on Etsy. And they also have one in green, beautiful green tones. So I might make that one as well. But this one is finished. And this was another one where I thought, oh, that's very bright. It's a lot of yellow and bright orange. But I think it comes out beautifully, and it's so, so autumny. I was thinking I missed the stitch, but it was just a little thread. There we go. I hope it is going to focus. I will get out of the way. There we go. That's good. This is stitched on 18 count, I think. And it has only about 6 colors or so. So it's quite compact. And it is not an exact mirroring from one side to the other, but you do stitch the same part and it sort of goes like that. So it's turned each time. So it feels a little bit like you're stitching something completely different rather than stitching exactly the same things over and over. Yeah. Isn't that cute? No idea what to do with it yet. Well, not no idea. I have one idea, but I have no intention of fully finishing this anytime soon. So it will go into the box that I have underneath my bed. So that's that one. And then my big finish, because I also have a big finish. And they are the best. I'm working towards several big finishes at the moment. And it's that feels good. That feels really good actually. This is Lin Pulsion, and I've stitched on this for a year and a half, something like that, I think. I don't keep track of everything. I'm not I'm not good enough for that. I keep forgetting to write things down, so I've just given up at some point. And this is the whole piece. Oh, isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? This is stitched on 18 count. This is a regular white Ada. This pattern is charted in blue and red. I have used 4 colors, including a multicolor one. And if you're interested, just send me a text or a comment or an email, and I will reply with the colors. Isn't that stunning? I have made a few changes, not many, but the last 2 that I had to do, which were, to be honest, it's like this, were these 2, because I always work from this side to that. So those 2, and then this one I liked, but it was actually supposed to be there. But then the one that was here I did not like. So I swapped it around a little bit and picked another one that I just found somewhere. And I don't know, it was somewhere on Pinterest in the same colors as all the other ones. So it seems to be also from Lin Pulsion, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And I ended up just popping it in because I liked it a lot better than the other one. Isn't that beautiful? I have just chosen how to position the colors that I picked. I'm sorry, I just have to peek around it so I can see what you're seeing. The border was quite a bit of work, I'll be honest about that. It was not always the most fun to do, but it is one of the prettiest borders I have seen. How pretty is that? I have no idea what to do with this. So it's finished. Now what? I have no idea. I could obviously frame this, but it is quite big, so it would take a massive frame. I live very small, so I wouldn't know where to put it really. I've thought about putting this in a tray, but it needs to be a massive tray, or making it like a placemat. I don't know if a placemat is a word in English as well. It's an English word, obviously, but it's what you use in the morning to have your breakfast on. So I would have to laminate this in some weird way. Don't know how to do that. So yeah, I don't know at the moment. So I will just roll it up and put it under my bed. Isn't that a shame? Because it's so pretty. Yeah, this piece is stunning. It used to be a cell. I think it was a cell years ago. Um, and when I wanted to buy it, she didn't have it in her Etsy shop anymore. So I sent her a text, a message via Etsy and said, do you mind putting it back up again? And she did. And now it's finished. Yeah, I love it. So that is my big finish. You will see in a minute that next time I will probably have another massive finish. So, but that's next time. This is all the finishes so far. Mm. And I think that's plenty. New starts, because I love new starting new things. It's becoming a tick, a habit. Yesterday I was checking my subscription from Shannon Christine. Like I said, I have a subscription. And she posted a new one. And this is one where I just got up, picked the colors. I have the colors, I have quite a lot of stash from DMC. So I just got the colors from my stash and I start stitching just like that. It was perfect. It is a very small piece, but it is a teacup with some roses in it. And the teacup looks like a Royal Albert, the most basic Royal Albert. Um, or maybe not the basic one, it's the most known one, if you will. And pink roses are currently sitting on my living room table. So yeah, I love roses and I love teacups, so I should stitch this. And I think I will ask her if she would consider doing a series, doing a few more of these, because I think these are so cute. I stitched on it last night and this morning, and I haven't done the teacup yet, and I haven't done any of the roses yet. That's the best part. I will keep that for a little while. But I've been working on this, and I love our shading. I did change. I picked 3046 for the corners because she has a different kind of floss for that, and it picked up in my pattern keeper as 2. And I'd already stitched it as grey. It's very light grey, and I thought that's weird. It doesn't go together at all. But it was a different kind of floss. So very happy about this. Very happy with this. Again, I hope she'll make more of these because I love it. I'm stitching it on an 18 count. Then when I went to het Garenhuis, I decided to purchase. And I know I said I was going to just stitch from stash. I'm failing on that, and I'm okay with that. So it is what it is. Um, this is from Renato Parolin, and I love his charts. And I saw one of those beautiful trees that stitched by the ladies from het Garenhuis. And this is the one I bought. So this is the autumn tree. And I think it's very pretty. Has a lot of leaves. I love autumn, like I just said. I love the colors of autumn. I used to be very pink. I'm not that pink anymore. I don't know why, but my palette is shifting. Love this. Now, I have started this on a 16 count because I thought it'd be a massive tree, it'd be nice. But I'm not sure if I like the 16 count, so I might move it to a 20 count instead and stitch with one strand. Uh, So it becomes a little bit more delicate. But we'll see. We'll see. This is the pattern that I bought. Is it focusing? Not really. No, it is. So let's put that there. And this is my start. I am stitching it on vintage country mocha, and like I said, 16 count. So I have one of the birds. And maybe it's because of all the block stitching that the tree has that I think, oh, this will be a big blob tree if I do it on 16 count. And the bird as well, it's not as delicate as I've seen others design. So it might be nicer on 20 count. But we'll see. This is a start. Let's leave it at. Then I have another start, and that's from Borduurblad, which is a magazine for cross stitch. And I bought this at a second-hand shop at some point when I went shopping with my sister. Now let me just check where this is, page number 12. So it is this one, and both my mum and I fell in love with this. Now this is by Joke Trebbe de Nijs. She is a Dutch designer, and she has designed plenty of pieces for this magazine, and she also has her own website. And I believe she also has her own full shop that you can visit. And this is stitched with what she calls paradijsgaren. Paradijsgaren is paradise floss, translated. And she overdyes that herself. I'd never heard of that before, so I thought, why not give it a try? I could not find these specific flosses in her shop, online shop. So I contacted her and asked her, and she was at a market, I think, and didn't have time to get back to me. But in the meantime, I'd been looking at her flosses online, and I decided to go with a different palette that is similar but different. And when I got these flosses, I was in awe. She actually phoned me after I put in the order to say that she wasn't sure whether they would all go together, and then she said, I will dye a few for you so they will be using the exact same color. So she was so helpful, so helpful. So I just want to have that said. She was absolutely lovely, and then send me the flosses and let me put that in front of this. Isn't this beautiful floss? Oh, I don't know if the light picks it up well. Oh, you can barely see it, I think. That's a shame. This is a beautiful greenish. Oh, that's better. I'll do it a bit like that. It can catch the light from above. This is a beautiful green. Then this is a beautiful purple and red, sort of Bordeaux red. And then this is the one that has all the colors combined, both from this and this. So it's sort of a middle one. And oh, this is such a shame that you can't see it. It's so pretty. It's such pretty floss. It feels different. It feels very different from BMC or anything like that. I stitch with one strand on a 20 count Ada. And I have to be honest, stitching it, I am not convinced. So I've started on one of the motifs. Am not convinced, but we'll see. I will do a bit more of that. Does it show better without the white? A little bit. It's absolutely stunning. It is, I think, eight threads sort of rolled together instead of the 6 by DMC. A beautiful variegation, beautiful color combinations. I also got a green and a red Christmas stitching because they are also very, very pretty. So yeah, beautiful. Like I said, I've started on the 20 count and have to stitch a little bit more, I think, to see if I will love this on this specific pattern. But I like the pattern, and I will stitch it to make it into a pillow. Be lovely. So it's a minuscule start because I was thinking, oh, do I like this? I have to get used to it. So I'll get used to it. then then I'm sure I'll love it. So that's all of that. And the colors are different, like I said, from the pattern, but not that different. It also has greens and bordeaux red and not really purple, more pinkish. But yeah, it's relatively similar. Right. I had another giveaway, and that was the peacocks design from Heaven and Earth Designs that I've started and discontinued very, very quickly because I decided that was not for me, such a massive piece. I like to change it up. And that was going to go to Michelle Thompson 8768. And I haven't heard from Michelle yet. So if you can also drop me an email and I will send it to you. This is a PDF pattern, so I can send you a PDF. And let's do my other giveaway as well. So I received a gift from Terry in Australia. And she has been watching my Flosstube for quite a long time. She's been very supportive, very helpful. Um, she once found a little swing pattern for me that I could integrate in one of my other patterns. So yeah, Terry's lovely. And she sent me a gift and she said if there's a few things that you won't use, feel free to give that away. So these two I want to give away. This is Dinky Dyes, so they are fancy silk flosses. This is Desert Dusk, number 34, and Happy Hannah, number 214. And I would like to give those to one of the viewers. I will give both of them together. So it is one giveaway for two of these flosses. Now one is very pink, blue shades, and the other one is green and blue shades. So it's very pretty, and this would be lovely on a small little piece. So this is the giveaway. If you would like this, let's use the word fairy because I find these fairy colors so like a fairy tale. So the word Fairy, fairy. And if you're interested, please also press subscription and a like, all of those things. That'd be nice. And if you're, I'm happy to ship abroad. I don't mind. So there you go. That's that giveaway. You can put in the word fairy. Then let's go to all my progress. Actually, let's go first, before we go to progress, let's go to my very own reproduction. I am trying to make a reproduction of a 200-year-old pattern that I saw at the Vrijlemaborg in Groningen, which is in the north of the Netherlands. It is part of a sofa and it is one of the armrests that I am reproducing. And I finished the putting the pattern into a software that allows you to do that. And now I've started stitching, and that is the best part, let's be honest. And I've already gone back to the pattern and changed a few colors, restitched it. So it is quite a challenge. I find that the things I've charted are not always correct. They are correct in number, so I put in the right number of stitches on a row, but I haven't always picked the right color or so yeah, it is still a bit of a challenge. I will keep going though. And I started stitching. I have two pieces here and I'm going to show you both. But first, let's show you the color palette. So it is quite bright. It has a lot of colors in, over 30. That's also because there are quite a few flowers that are very different from one another. So they have a completely different color palette. And so far, I have not been willing to change that. So I've gone with what I see on the pattern. It has bright blues in. It has some pretty reds. Last minute, I changed a few colors of the big red flower that I first had charted in 350 and 351. That color palette. I've now gone to 321, which is very red. But it seems to fit better. Seems to fit better. So this is sort of the color palette for this. And I'm a bobinator, so that's why I have to show you like this. So then I started stitching and I picked this fabric. And this is sort of like another natural linen, a bit more yellowish, if you will. And it has a little thing in there. And I was looking at this and I thought, I'm not sure I like this. It seems it's not delicate enough, this fabric, for the delicateness of the pattern. It doesn't seem to complement it. Quite a lot of, well, not quite a lot, some of the outside is stitched with ecru. That completely falls away. Maybe you can see it here, but there is a bit stitched with ecru and you can only see the green. So I thought, what am I going to do? Because I don't like it. I don't really like it on this fabric. I'm stitching it on the 20 count with one strand of floss. And somehow this fabric wasn't it. I looked very closely at the pictures I have of this sofa. And my only conclusion can be that it is stitched on something that is off-white, ivory, something like that. But if I'm very honest, there are too many light colors for me to really love that if I'm going to restitch it. So I decided to go with a very soft beige instead. Just so the colors will speak a little bit more and it won't fall away because there's quite a few bits that I've charted. And I know that the stitches are all there. When you just look at it on the picture, you might not necessarily know that certain bits are stitched. And I would like for all of it to come out properly. So what I have stitched so far, I'm very happy with. These are the right colors. I've made the right decisions. So this is okay. And I'm very slowly moving through the pattern again, recharting bits and then stitching a little bit and then recharting a little bit. So yeah, moving ahead, but very, very slowly. So this is what I have so far. Happy with this. Now you can see the ecru on that leaf. I also stitched one of the blue flowers and I stitched this one. Now this one falls away mostly. If you've heard me talk about this before, this flower here, which is in these colors, I don't really like. It is very different than the rest of the pattern and I don't love it. So I am, as you can, normally I would start here with stitching. So I've started in the middle right. So I will stitch the rest and then decide what to do with this flower or whether I will leave that out and just add a few more of these buds here. So I don't know that yet. It's just a part of the pattern that if I'm not careful, it becomes just a big blob rather than a flower that looks like a flower. So we'll see. This is 20 count. I prefer this pattern, this fabric. I think it is much more delicate to this one. It complements the colors a lot more. It becomes softer or something like that. I can't really explain it, but it becomes softer. But it is not the same color as the bench itself. Or sofa. I should say sofa. Oh, but I love it. I think it's so pretty. Oh. That blue flower came out just like that. I charted it. I didn't have to change anything. I was happy with the way it came out. Same for this. Now this green might be slightly too bright. I think on the pattern it's a slightly darker green, but I am very happy with the way this comes out. I wouldn't mind if the pattern is brought out a little bit more, if you will. So yeah, I'm going to leave that green and have it pop off the fabric like that. So that is my progress on my own reproduction. If you're interested at some point to stitch it yourself, I hope to bring it out probably via my Etsy shop or something, and you will be able to stitch it. It's 200 years old, was stitched by the lady of the house, and they don't seem to have a pattern, so we don't know if there was a pattern or whether she just stitched this herself. But yeah, this is very delicate, and this is on 20 count, so it will be a lot smaller than the sofa itself. I think the sofa is stitched more on a sort of like a 14 count size, but it is stitched on linen, and so it's stitched over 2 strands of fabric. Then I stitched this one, which was not meant to happen because this one I thought I was going to retire till about Mayish. But I thought, oh, that's a pretty one. Let's stitch on that. So I did. This is by Lanaut. Oh, let's use the bigger one. By Marjolein Baste. And it is called Wildflowers. And I stitched quite a bit on this. I stitched this yellow flower and some of the green around here. Then I stitched this leaf and this purple stuff there. So for a pattern that was not supposed to come out, I've done a lot and really enjoyed it. I love this pattern. I am not stitching it on the kit fabric. I am stitching it on an 18 count instead. So it becomes quite small, and it has lovely colors. It's very bright. So I'm very happy with this one. And this will be a finish this calendar year, I'm sure. I'm sure it's well past 50%. It's so pretty. I love my flowers. I love my flowers, and this is one of those pieces. Just makes me happy. There are dolle borduurdagen, which means mad stitching days at CR. Is it CR Couture? Is it something else? It's in Rome near Rotterdam, and that is this week. So I might go there on Wednesday because they have a lot of kits, including Magic Needle, which is my favorite. And Lenart. They have everything basically when it comes to kits. So I might want to go there. It's very different from het Garenhuisje. Because it, like I said, it's mainly kits. So yeah, I might want to go and have a look and see if I can find kits like this because I'm having so much fun with this one. It's another one. When I was stitching down here, I couldn't get the joy of it, and even considered discontinuing when I was just doing this bit. I thought, well, I don't enjoy this at all. But now that I'm stitching the flowers, yeah, I'm so happy. Lovely colors, very summery, very bright. So yes, happy with that progress. Then my landmarks. I have done my 25th landmark, which is the Netherlands. And here we are. Oh, this is a massive piece, isn't it? I've done that one. The windmills in the Netherlands on the Kinderdijk. Isn't that pretty? Now, for one moment I thought I could finish it here. It's a nice size. It already needs a massive frame like this, so I could finish it. And then I saw everything that I hadn't stitched yet, And I thought, no, I need to stitch all of them because they are too nice, too pretty. So I will continue with a row up there. And I can't wait. I love this piece. Look at all those little ones. I like the kinderdijk. It'll be sort of in the middle of all of this. Because I aim to have 8 rows down here. So I've done the 5. So 3 more. And then I aim to have 7 up here. So I need to do 2 more rows up there. So yeah, it will take many more years, I think. Well, maybe 2 years. I think 2 years. This will be getting there. It is very. I really like the one from London. I think that one's very pretty. So that will be also somewhere in the middle, I think. But yeah, first one is there, and I think I stitched sort of like a a house or a castle, because I've done quite a few outside now, like these 3. And they are very nice. Not saying anything about that, but I'd like to do a house again or a building. So that's what will be going there. And it's getting more and more difficult to show it you properly. And they are very small. They are 30, 39 by 45. So that that's not much, but it still takes a good amount of stitching to do. But I'm pleased. Very pleased. Love it. Love it, love it. Just keep chipping away at it. So at some point, this will be a stunning, stunning piece. Right, then we have Pastoral. And I did quite a lot of purple flowers. This piece I started for my birthday. My idea was to finish it before my next birthday. I don't think I will finish it for my next birthday, but I am enjoying stitching this. It does require a lot of color changes, which is why I don't stitch on it very often or for very long, because I find that takes a long time. But look how pretty that is. It's very much the old Berlin style of stitching. Is that what it's called? I think it is. Um, yeah, that's very pretty. So I stitched this purple flower, and then I stitched this purple section. And then I redid some of this and added it. I made a mistake there, so I put that in. Very, very pretty. It's very flowery, obviously. There will be a beautiful beach scene here or a sea scene, so I love that. And the colors do pop off the fabric. It's a weird color combination, I'll be honest. I would never have gone for orange here, but it works in the grand scheme of things, so I'm just sticking to what is charted, and and I will see it come together. I'm already at the top, so it's quite a small. It's not very high, but it is quite long. Yeah, I really like this. I got it from Etsy. It's a reproduction from an old pattern. Oh, I'm not seeing anything. Sorry for that. Quite difficult to show. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count. And I think this is an off-white. Then we go to one of my pride and joys, which is Moon Deer. And I cannot show you Moon Deer in one frame, I think. Let me just have a sip of tea. Because I have stitched on the very top of this piece. So I'm going to try and show you the whole thing. There you go. That's the top of it. So I've just gone round the corner and stitched the border. And then I also stitched this bird this time. So, this is well past halfway. I now have quite a lot of purple flowers to do, sort of like a circle here, and then some motifs on top of here, and the border there, and then it's finished. It's going really fast when I'm stitching on it, but I don't stitch on it very often because I like having this as a whip. And although you all know I want to have this framed, I want to hang it over there. It'll be so pretty. But for now, I have quite a lot of stitching to do. And I think it will take about at least 6 months before I can finish this. Now, let's look a bit more closely at the piece I've stitched. So those are the birds. The birds are stunning. I use my own conversion of colors. I am using Weeks Dye Works colors. Stitching it on 20 count, 1 strand of floss. If you're interested in my colors, just leave me a comment or send me an email. That beautiful little needle minder is for Margaret. It fits this piece perfectly. And like I said, I continued with that border there. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. And very long. Yeah, it's stunning. That deer. Look at that deer. And that purple in real life is brighter. So remember when my mum came here, she said, "Oh, that purple is really different than on screen." And it is. It looks quite dark on the screen, but it's quite a bright purple in real life, and you can't see that. So that's a shame. But still pretty. And I look forward to continuing my stitching on this piece. And one day it will indeed be finished. I'm just looking at, is that the same? Oh yeah. I thought I made a massive mistake, but I didn't. Oh, you can get a panic, can't you? There you go. That's Moon Deer. Beautiful piece. I'm stitching it on Ivory Ada. Then I stitched on this, and we're not nearly there. I've got 4 pieces left, so I've done a lot of stitching. This is a piece I found on Etsy by, I don't remember, but she does a lot of pieces related to books. And this was the more general one. It wasn't a specific book, but I like the way her style of designing is really nice. So it has a bit of bands in it, and then it usually has some sort of scene, and then there will be bands up here. Now, when I started this piece, I started it too high up, obviously. So I had a panic attack when I was stitching one of these books, and I thought, I'm never going to have enough. I'm never going to have enough. I am going to have just about enough. Um, and that's good enough for me. I can manage with that. I want to make it into a book sleeve. So that's all right. But it's going to be just enough. I've made a few changes to this, and that is to do with the letters. I did the letters in a brighter color. It was supposed to be grey, and I used sort of red pinkish color. And then the thread was supposed to be a red pinkish color, and I used the gold instead. And I also put in my own initials and 2025 because I am pretty sure I will finish this soon. So it says stitch the things, and then above here it says read the books. And it has a very similar but different top. So it's not a mirroring of this or of anything. Isn't that cute? I love this one. I love working on this one. And I'm pretty sure I will stitch more by this designer. I'm not a fan of the all the books that she's linking her stitching to, but I still love the stitching. So we'll see. It stitches away quite quickly. The colors are very nice. I'm very happy with my change of color for these letters. I think it makes it pop a little bit more. So yeah, very, very happy. and looking forward to stitching the top section of this piece. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count, and I think this is platinum or platinum or parchment. Not sure. Very pretty though. Japanese garden. This piece is a lot of confetti, but I am exactly at 50%. I thought I'm going to keep going until I'm at 50% and then I can put it away for a bit. Because this piece is difficult at times, but look at it coming together. I am pleased about that. And it will be pretty, but it is difficult stitching. Not so much here, by the way. So up here and down here, it's quite blocky, but this bit, I will do it because it is very pretty. It is stitched on an 18 count, 2 strands of floss, a lot of confetti. Let me show you the back so you'll see. So that is a lot of pulling of threads because it's just one stitch here and there. And it just annoys me if I have to restart. It just annoys me. But it is pretty. Can we all agree on that? Yeah, I love it. So yeah, I'm quite pleased that I grabbed this again. The German stitcher is doing this as well. I don't know where she is at the moment, but it helps me to know that we're doing this together and that if we keep going, a few stitches at a time, and this will be a lovely little piece, a lovely little finish. I have a frame already on it because I found one at Action and I thought that's perfect. So yeah, I already have that done, but now the stitching needs doing. My next whip is this one. I got all 3, faith, hope, and love. And I am stitching them in a row, top to bottom, and so on one piece of fabric. And I have completely changed the color. So this is charted with sort of gold, blue, light blue, dark blue, and it's very pretty. But these colors do not go in my house because I have a lot of green and I have pink, a bit of reddish, but not blue. Blue is not really in my house. So I decided to take the gamble and change the colors, and I am quite pleased actually with the change. And I think it will be really nice. Stitched quite a bit on it. This is stitched on 18 count. And I changed it to 2 colors of green and a light pink. The light pink, should I re-choose it, I might choose a slightly darker shade. But I think because there will be 2 more rows of green, so I think the whole thing together will look nice. And then obviously I will do the other ones on top. This is pretty. It's just pretty. I've done the full pink one and I've done this green one. And they are both quite high rows. So like I said, 2 more to finish this one. And they are a lot smaller. And then I can move on to the next one. But I'm having great fun stitching this. Yeah, really loving it. It's 2 strands of floss on an 18 count, and I'm stitching with with DMC on Ada. And if you're interested about the colors, leave me a comment and I will get back to you. So pretty. I love these patterns. I've looked at them so many times and I kept thinking, oh, do I want to buy them? Do I not? Do I? And then I did, and I'm loving them. I think they're very, very nice. So I will keep stitching. These will be lovely pillows as well, like they have done. They've finished it as pillows. And that'd be very nice. But I've decided because I've seen somewhere that they put them in a row. And I decided I was going to do it like that. Very pretty. Happy with that one. And then one of my pride and joys, we have two more to go. And this is Artsy. Now I'm scared to say it because it's Artsy Mini of a Leonid Afremov design. And this is a lot of confetti. It has a lot of colors in. It it's difficult stitching. And I at some point thought I'm gonna discontinue it. This is not for me, I'm gonna stop it. Now I can tell you I have about 500 stitches left. That's it. Just 500 stitches. How good is that? So yeah, just at the top there, that's 500 stitches left to do, but the rest is finished. So I am getting there. This is stitched on 16 count Ada, 2 strands of floss. And there have been days that I have hated this piece, I'll be honest. But yeah, I've always liked this. I like the play of colors. I like how bright it is. I like the seam. And there are 2 other minis. Well, there are more minis at Artsy, obviously, but 2. One is with um, a lantern and a little bench, exact same size as this one. And the other one is of a lady walking past a bench with an umbrella, but walking away. So this lady is walking towards us, and the other one is walking away from us, past a bench. And then with the other piece of a bench, I think it would make a perfect 3-part to put on a wall somewhere if you finished all 3. That does mean I have to stitch 2 more of these. That's what that means. And I don't know if I can, but I have to say I've restarted this around Christmas time. I think just after Christmas I decided I was going to really give it a go to finish this one this year. I've been flying through it. So who knows, I might start another one of these as an accompanying piece, exact same size, so they would all go together very nicely. But yeah, the art of Leonid Afremov is very bright, very colorful, which also means that when you're stitching it, it is a pain at times. Like the 606 yesterday, I have 3 stitches here, 3 stitches there, 3 stitches there, and that's it. That's another color finish, but you're just jumping around. I have got a lot of color finishes now, a lot. So I'm really, really getting there, and that makes me happy. So maybe next time, or maybe the time after that, this will be a finish. So yeah, definitely before the summer. Let's leave it at that. And I'm very proud of that. Because like I said, this is one of the most difficult pieces I stitch. It requires me to really sit down. It requires me to stitch for a while, for a good 2-3 hours. Because otherwise I won't even get started on it. My last whip. Arboresque by Jan Hicks. I have worked in the motif and this middle bit, and I have worked these letters and the little key. So this one is also moving forward, and I'm really enjoying it. Now this is a lot easier stitching. It is one color and one color only. It is stitched on a very soft, I think this is the same color as the one I'm using for my own reproduction. This is Nougat, I think. Is it Nougat? Might be. Yeah, this was Nougat, 20 count. I'm using 1 strand of floss. I'm stitching more and more on 20 count. I love it. I love stitching with 1 strand as well. So there you have it. That's all my stitching done. But we're not there yet because I've got shopping, but I'll get through that quite quickly. I went to het Garenhuisje and I bought obviously the one by Renato Parolin. I also bought Dove Moore. Now this is from Rosewood Manor. I like their patterns and I like this one. I don't necessarily like the colors. What I love about this booklet is that they have used sections of this for other things. So in a smaller piece or in just a little pillow. And I will probably stitch sections of this like that. I'm even considering making my own band sampler with sections from different patterns. And I could use sections from this. So there's a pretty one here. There's a pretty one over here. I could use this one, which is an alphabet. So I have ideas. We'll see. If I would stitch it completely, I most definitely will stitch it with different colours. So I won't stitch it with these colours. I find them a little bit too subdued, I guess. So I will stitch it a lot brighter. And I can do that because I went, you all know I do my second-hand shopping, and I found these half price. That's a lot. So that's still expensive if you're buying this much, but it's all half price. So it's quite a lot of this is all gentle art. And I don't know if all of it is still in stock. I don't really care. I could use threads from this to stitch a piece like this and just pick my own colors. So I have quite a lot. Some are older, some are newer. But yeah. Then I have Weeks Dye Works. It's also quite a few. I think about V25 or something, 20, something like that. Also don't know if all of these are still actively being sold or whether they are a bit old. I don't mind either way. I think it's very pretty. And then this is Crescent Colors, and I think that is the predecessor of the Gentle Art, but I'm not entirely sure. But I loved these colors. And then I have one more shipment on the way from France that was also less than half price actually. So I keep finding these and I keep buying them because they are so pretty. And just looking at this, I get happy. It just requires me to look at this and think, oh, look at all the pretty colors. So yeah, very happy with this. Very happy indeed. And I will continue to look for those on the secondhand market because, half price for those that does save a lot of money. Then I got these. These are boards you can finish it on, anything on. This might be perfect for my leaves, the round leaves thing that I showed you. So yeah, I'll use this because this is a cheap finish and it's quite sturdy and nice. So I got that. Then I bought a pattern online that I had been looking at for quite a while and I wasn't sure and then I thought I'm just going to do it. And by now I've also ordered the Aversoir thread. So I will stitch it with silk. And it's this one. This is from a French designer, Reflets de Soie. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your language. And it's Dutch landscapes. And I think it's so sweet. And I will stitch this. Now, when I received the booklet, the printing is terrible, really. There are lines missing everywhere. So I contacted the lady of the shop and she came back to me immediately and she said, I'm so sorry, I've thrown away all my copies and I've ordered new ones and I will get a new one. So that's very, very kind. And I'm very sorry for her that the whole stack was unusable. But I do love this pattern. And I just got it from this shop. So I got it from them themselves. And they will ship it to the Netherlands for a very reasonable shipping price. And I aim to stitch all of them because they're just so quintessentially Dutch. It almost looks like Delft's Blauw. And I tried to get a DMC conversion and I can't figure it out because I think Aversoir has more and I'm using the Soie d'Alger specifically, has over 400 colors, so it has more colors to pick from. And I can't get the right colors from the DMC. She does give a DMC conversion, but I didn't like it. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go with the silk. And I will probably stitch this on a 20 count. I think because this is quite, it looks very nice from a distance. It looks less nice from up close. So this will be nicer on a 20 count than it will be on a 16 count. So I think this will be a 20 count stitch with the silk. So there you go. Got that one as well. Looking forward to that one, actually. Um, did I get anything else? No, I think that was it. That was it. I have loved chatting with you and showing you everything, and I am doing a lot. Even when I'm not filming it all the time, sometimes I'm just too busy. Filming does take, what would it be, about 6 hours to do it properly, I think, to edit the video and upload the video. And so it takes quite a lot of time, and I don't always have the time. I have, like I said, some content for my next Flosstube. Hopefully, I can get that sorted. And I have some other ideas for the Flosstube, so you might see things pop up here and there, hopefully. But I'm really enjoying the Flosstube. I think it's really nice to connect. I'm seeing that a lot of new Flosstubers have started. Could be New Year's resolutions, but yeah, quite a lot have popped up. So isn't it lovely that we can find each other like this? I really enjoy that, and I often just have Flosstube on, and I just watch a bit and listen, and it's just nice to have like-minded people, I guess. Right, so I thank you very much for watching. I hope you will have a lovely Sunday or whatever day it is you're watching this. And I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in about 3 weeks. It might be four. We're still having at least one very busy month ahead at work, so it might be 4 weeks. But I will come back to you, and we'll be happy to share whatever I've done at that point. So thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.